What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be giving my predictions for game week 12 in the Premier League. We start in the West Midlands, Wolverhampton Wanderers against Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going to go with a 3-1 victory for Spurs, even though they are going to be without Mickey van der Ven and James Maddison, who are two of the most important players for a few months, and also obviously Udogie and Romero are both suspended. This will be a very makeshift Tottenham lineup. I've heard reports that a couple of their academy players might be playing, like Phillips, who's a young centre-back signed from Blackburn. Jamie Donnelly might get a chance in the attacking midfield role, but obviously they've got Lascelles who can play there, Kulusevski could move across there as well. Ben Davies should be fit so he could cover left back. Wolverhampton Wanderers are still without Pedro Neto. Realistically, Tottenham should still be winning this even with all their missing players. And if they don't win this, then I do seriously worry about their chance of getting in the top four. Arsenal against Burnley. Both sides lost last week and Burnley have not won a game for ages. They're going to the home of the team who everyone predicts are going to finish in the top 2 or 3. Arsenal unbeaten at home so far this season. It'll be a comfortable win. I think I'm going 4-0. Now, Arsenal do usually leak goals at home. They didn't get Sheffield United, but typically they have done, especially with Raya in goal. The amount of mistakes he makes is mad. Burnley just haven't really looked very threatening up there. They're playing good possession football, but they can't really do anything. When they get into the final third, their strikers are not of the quality you need in the Premier League. I fear they're going to play their normal way against Arsenal, and it will just not end well for them, because whenever they come up against a team that are better than them, which is pretty much everyone in the league, and they play the way they do, they're going to lose. I think Company's a bit too stubborn to change it. If Burnley are to stay in the Premier League, they need to change it now, but I don't think that's going to happen. I see Arsenal are looking to bounce back after defeat last week. They won in the Champions League in the week. Saka could miss the game, but even without him, I mean, I'm hoping he plays because he's currently the captain of FPL. I'm hoping that he's fit, and I'm going to keep him as the captain, but that could be a big mistake for me. But even without him, they should be winning a game like this without any fuss at all. Crystal Palace against Everton. I'm actually finding it really hard to predict this game because at first I thought maybe Everton will sneak a win, but then Palace are at home. They don't really leak goals that often at home. Eze and Elise are both back. I don't know if Elise will start. Eze played half an hour last week. Everton have played quite well this season. They typically have a good time when they come to London. They beat Brentford and West Ham really this season in the capital. Like I said, they're playing really good football. The threat that Elise and Eze give you is just really tough to see that not having an effect. I'm going with a 2-2 draw. Bit of a cop-out. It could go either way, genuinely. I'm finding it really hard to predict this. I think Branthwaite in the Everton defence has been really good this season, as has Decore, Onana. Even Garner, I think, has been really impressive. Calvert-Lewin, who I actually wrote off at the start of the season because he can never keep himself fit, has kept himself fit and is playing really well, scoring goals. And he is being the man that Everton need him to be. They've got Beto on the bench who can come on. With Palace, Anderson and Gahey is a very solid defensive partnership with Johnston, Justin behind them in goal. So that's a great little trio to have there. Like I mentioned already, Eze Elise back, it's a huge boost to that attack because it has not been very good without the two of them. And they've got a solid midfield as well. I actually think this could be a really good game. Whenever I seem to say that though, the game ends up being very bad. So we're going to be in for a 0-0 now. Manchester United against Luton. Luton got a fantastic result at home to Liverpool last week. I think Man United should be able to win here at home. I'm going 3-1. They obviously lost in the Champions League in the week. Ten Hag surely got to go now, man. He's just a terrible manager. He doesn't know what he's doing. They should be able to win at home against Luton, man. Like, realistically, if they don't win here, there is no chance he should be staying in the job. With that being said, Luton have actually looked a bit better than I thought they would this season on the road. And hey, I mean, they got a result last week, although I did predict that result because I'm a genius. So I'm going to be honest, I don't think they get anything there. Man United absolutely have to win this. I mean, they're actually doing quite well in the league, given their performances. If they were to get results based on what they deserved, based on how they played, they would be in the bottom 5 because they've been dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Bournemouth against Newcastle, 5:30 kickoff. I'm going with a 2-1 win to Newcastle United. They obviously beat Arsenal last week and then lost in the Champions League in the week. I thought they're a bit unlucky. They have a lot of injuries. Callum Wilson's joined a list of so many players that are out. Livramenta's come into the lineup and looks really solid. Bournemouth got their arses handed to them last week by Manchester City. I don't think it'll be the same level as that because they're the home team, but I still do feel that they're going to lose. This could be a bit more, could be 3-1. But just given the injuries that Newcastle have, I'm going to go 2-1. So it's going to be Eddie Howe and Jason Tindall's homecoming, both of them obviously formerly of Bournemouth. Eddie Howe was instrumental in taking Bournemouth from the very brink of elimination from the Football League all the way up to the Premier League and keeping them in there for many years. And it looks like he's doing wonderful things at Newcastle as well. Best manager in the world. I'll say it again. Eddie Howe is the best manager in the world. Come at me. Going on to Sunday now, Aston Villa against Fulham. Aston Villa just about won in the Conference League game. They went 1-0 down but ended up winning 2-1. I don't think that was really in the script because a lot of the starters didn't end up getting taken off, which means there could be a bit of fatigue for Aston Villa. But they're at home and they always win at home. They've been perfect at home since the end of February. Fulham, I just don't think are very good. I'm going with a 3-0 Aston Villa win. Now, I was very close to giving Fulham a goal because Aston Villa do typically concede, and even though Fulham don't really play great football and they haven't looked great this season, you could just see them sneaking a goal. Villa haven't dropped points at home since they lost to Arsenal last season, and I don't see it happening against Fulham here. Even though Watkins did play the full 90 in midweek, he should still be able to, bang in a goal against Fulham, let's be real here. Fulham just don't really have a threat up there anymore since Mitrovic has gone. Jimenez has not been able to replicate him in any way. Paulus Vinicius hasn't really had a chance. Brighton against Sheffield United, I've gone 4-1 to Brighton. Brighton haven't kept a clean sheet in forever. It's not going to happen here either. I don't think I can see Sheffield United grabbing a goal, whether it be through Cameron Archer or through a corner. But Brighton are very prolific. They score in nearly every single game they play. And they had a 2-0 win away in Holland. Obviously, this could also mean they're going to suffer from the European hangover, but it could also mean that they carry on their good form. And they need to get their Premier League season back on track because they haven't won in a few games now. And they're slipping away from the European places. Liverpool against Brentford. Liverpool lost in the Europa League against Toulouse. And there's a bit of soreness in that. Jurgen Klopp after in his press conference complaining. You had Núñez refusing to shake one of the Toulouse players' hands. Brentford have won 3 in the league in a row now, but at Anfield, Liverpool should be winning. And I'm going to back them to do so. I'm going 2-1 to Liverpool. Liverpool did rotate the majority of their squad. Certain players came on at half-time or later to try and get something in France, but overall they should be well rested and they shouldn't be losing at home to Brentford if we're going to be real here. Obviously, great news to hear that Luis Diaz's father has been released from his kidnappers. He obviously scored last week, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him scoring again here. But I don't think Salah will score. I can see like Szoboszlai getting a goal or something, and I think maybe Mbeumo gets a goal for Brentford. West Ham United against Nottingham Forest. Last week, these sides had conflicting results. West Ham had a loss, Forest won. I think it's going to be the other way around here. I think West Ham are going to win 2-0. Once again though, West Ham won in Europe but used a lot of starters, and they could be suffering from a bit of fatigue. They've been having a few disappointing results in the Premier League as of late, and Forest at home, no offence to Forest, I actually quite like Forest, but they're not very good away from home, and West Ham should be able to comfortably win this. That being said, Jared Bowen is a lot better away from home, and I have brought him into my FPL team, so hopefully he finally scores at home. Kudus has looked absolutely amazing in very limited minutes. Ward-Prowse played the full 90 in Europe, but he's been phenomenal. Edson Alvarez, I think, has gone under the radar quite a bit, and obviously Paquetá is back from his suspension. Forest are going to probably have to rely on Awoniyi having a very good day if they are going to get something here. He's obviously coming back from injury, he played last week, and he's a very good player. I think he's actually one of the most underrated strikers in the league. And the final game, Chelsea against Manchester City. I've gone with a 3-1 win for the Citizens. Just think they're too strong for Chelsea, man. Like, even though I do expect Chelsea to play some decent football, they just can't score enough goals. And I know they scored 4 last week, but Tottenham gifted them a few goals. Like the high line against 11 men when you've only got 9 yourself is suicide. And Jackson missed about 15 chances in that game despite getting a hat-trick. Dreadful player. To see Cole Palmer getting a goal against his old team, that would be a nice storyline. But I think Manchester City are just too strong. Jeremy Doku was rested in Champions League. He came on for the last 10 minutes. I can't wait to see him in this game. I really hope he plays. Obviously, Reece James is going to be a tough test for him, but the amount of space Brennan Johnson had against Chelsea on Monday, I wouldn't be surprised to see Doku afforded a bit of space, and obviously they've still got Haaland, who is fit. Alvarez didn't play in the Champions League either. We've got so many good players, man. Realistically, this should be a City win, and I'm expecting it to be fairly comfortable. Although Chelsea themselves have played some good football this season, I'm just not sure how their young squad will handle the pressure. Thank you for watching. Those are my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you soon for another video.